Welcome to today's body sculpting Pilates session. Today's session is based entirely on the floor. Ensure that you've got a soft surface to work on, and let's get the session started. We begin in a crouched position at the end of the mat, drawing our spine upward. We walk out to a plank position with our knees resting on the floor, hands are flat, and then return back to your first position. While we are focusing on this exercise, we ensure our spine is in a straight line, our bellies are drawn towards our spine, and we lengthen our spine upward towards the ceiling to ensure absolute control. Let's repeat this exercise 2 more times. We're going to progress from here, keeping our knees off the floor. We're still walking out to the plank position, keeping your body in a straight line, drawing the belly towards the spine, and absolute control. On the lengthened plank position, get your shoulders rested right over your wrists and keeping a straight line between the ankles, the buttocks, and the shoulders. We're going to progress again from here. Let's finish off our move. Now on our next one, we're going to walk it out, place our knees on the floor, and then proceed to do a push-up. Shoulders are resting over the wrists. As we push up, we exhale, and then we return back to our crouched position. In our push-up position, ensure that your shoulders and your knees are in a straight line, allowing your body to flow down with you, not allowing the bum to stick up. Now when we do that push-up position, allow the chest to go down towards the floor, and no matter how far down we go, we ensure the arms are getting the exercise movement, and we allow the body to flow down with us. To advance from here, we allow our knees to raise off from the floor, and we're doing a full push-up. Now remember, we only do this position if we are ready for the advancement. Otherwise, remain on your knees and continue with the push-up position where your body strength is allowing. No matter which position you're working on, we inhale down and we exhale on the push-up, and then we return back to our crouched position. We progress again. We're now going to remove the push-up, and we're going to return in a piked position, sticking the bum right up, shifting your weight flat onto your feet, walking out, keeping this belly drawn towards the spine, and then walking all the way back, always ensuring your weight is shifting flat onto your feet. Now we are allowed to bend the knees here if you're feeling the strain through the back. Otherwise, we're busy stretching as well, so try and keep those legs as straight as possible. We change our move again from this position. In your plank position, we're going to push ourselves up into downward facing dog, lengthening our heels into the floor, feeling our stretch. From here, we've got our shoulders pushing to the knees, and we're going to move ourselves through to hovering table. Straight spine, knees are floating off the floor, and then return back to downward facing dog. Heels extending into the floor, feeling the stretch through the back of the legs, and we move into floating table. Floating table, lengthening the spine, and we return back to downward facing dog. Hold that position there and move through to floating table for 3, 2, 1, shift upward, pushing the heels into the ground, shoulders to the knees. We move downward and we hold this position, tucking our tummy towards our spine. Shift it up, pushing the shoulders through to the knees and all the way through to hovering table. Hold that position. Up we go, pushing the shoulders through, heels into the ground. Feel your stretches, nice dynamic V, and then down into your hovering table. Place your knees flat on the floor and lean backward into the child pose, resting your third eye on the floor. Stretch your fingers out to the front and push the shoulders to the floor. Returning onto all fours, we're going to go into the fire hydrant. Place one elbow flat onto the floor, the other elbow is resting softly, and the leg that has got the elbow resting softly, we lift up the knee, flick out the leg to the side as high as possible, and then we're taking it down. Now we want to remember to try and keep those hips square to the floor, lifting up your leg and then working parallel to the floor. We continue with this move, pointing through to the toe so that we can activate the muscles. Now you're going to feel the burn. We want the burn to come through. Control your move. Try and do it slowly and controlled. Completing your move, we place both elbows down on the floor, hands are straight and parallel, and we rest our knees on the floor in a beginner plank position. We're tucking our tummy towards our spine, keeping a straight line between the shoulders, the hips, and the knees. Hold this position, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. We continue. We slowly take ourselves down, lengthening from the hips into the spine and arms straighten upwards. We're going to draw our spine up, taking our hands around to the buttocks and then back to our ears and dropping ourselves down. We exhale on the lift, inhale as our hands float around, exhale back to the front and inhale down. Exhale, lift, inhale around, exhale to the front and inhale down. Now every time we lift up, draw your spine and belly towards one another so it feels as though your tummy is lifting off from the floor. You'll feel your transverse muscles activate as you do this. We continue the move. Keep your feet grounded throughout this whole exercise. We're on to the last one. Floating the hands around, returning back and slowly taking yourselves down. Placing your elbows under your shoulders once again. We draw up into the plank position. Hold your position. Remember to breathe through, turning the feet under and lifting the knees if you wish to progress to a more advanced level. Hold this position. Arms are straight, wrists in line with your elbows, drawing your belly towards your spine, and we hold this position. Slowly taking yourself out of the move, placing your knees down, and then we position ourselves through to the child pose again. In this position, we're really emphasizing wrapping our bum past our feet, curling into a tiny little ball. Arms are stretched out to the front and our shoulders are pushing through to the floor. We're going to shift our weight from here onto our bum. No matter how you go about it, make sure you are easy and safely positioned onto your bum. We're lengthening the spine upwards and we've got our shoulders in line with our wrists. We're doing a spine twist from here. Now your chin is always in line with the middle of the ball that you're busy holding. The whole spine is rotating side to side. Keep your spine centered over your rib cage and be careful of going off center as you're rotating to the side. As you go to the side, we exhale off and then we inhale back to the center. We continue this move. Emphasis on keeping the buttocks on the floor and the knees pulling down to the ground. Continue your move. Finish off your position and we lengthen through the legs, straighten them as far as they go. Spine is lengthened upward and we fold from the belly down towards the feet. Be careful for curling the shoulders down towards the legs, always keeping a straight spine, and you can feel the stretch through the back of the legs. We hold this position. Raise upward to a lengthened position and slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Core activated through your whole movement. We're slowly going to return up backward to that upright position using your elbow for assistance if need be. rolling down from the bottom vertebra all the way down, controlling your move, and then slowly with the exhale, we extend upward using that elbow if need be. We continue slowly controlling, and with an exhale, we take ourselves up, removing the elbow if we can progress to this level. Now, while we're going down, we inhale, no swinging through the arms, absolutely activating the core as we do the full movement. Slowly with the inhale downwards, and then we exhale upward, lengthening the spine as we get to the top. Continue with your move. One last time we'll return to an upright position, placing the hands onto the feet as we stretch out the back muscles once again. Legs are straight, spine is straight, and the belly is pulling down towards the legs. Hold your position, nice deep breathing. Coming out of your position, we rotate onto our knees and we're going to repeat our fire hydrant on the other leg. So soft elbow, the free leg lifts up to the ceiling, straighten the leg and return downward. All controlled. Remember, we want to get the burn in the buttocks. We're working parallel to the floor and we're taking this movement slowly lifting upward parallel and then dropping down. As we lift up, we exhale. Shh, 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 shh. We're on to the last one. Finish off your move and lengthen yourself into your child pose to relax the muscle. We're going to shift our weight again and position ourselves safely onto our bum. However you get there, be safe about it. Feet are flat on the floor. We've got our lengthened spine and we slowly take ourselves down to the floor, curling from the base of the spine to the shoulders. Onto core, lengthen upward and then take it down. We exhale on the lift and inhale on the drop. We are drawing right up and then taking ourselves slowly down. As we draw ourselves up, we are pulling our tummies towards our spine, so we're lengthening and flattening the tummy. Let's take ourselves up, hold our position and drop our hands next to our legs. One leg swap at a time. Now this is slightly more advanced. If you're not ready for this position, lower your shoulders to the floor and lift one leg at a time, always having one foot grounded. If you want to advance, you can swap those legs through the middle with the core engaged, shoulders lifted, chin on the chest. We finish off the move, place our feet flat on the floor and lower ourselves down again to our first position, drawing ourselves upward, stomach going towards the spine, all the way with an exhale up and an inhale down. Absolutely controlled. Complete your movement and we get ready for our next position. Hands are going to go to the hips, raise one leg followed by the next, and we're going to one leg swap. Now the straight leg, the lower it goes, the more difficult and more impact you have on the core. The higher the foot goes, the easier your position. Let's do two more of these. Lift both your legs up and followed by the hands. We're in that first position of drawing ourselves up. If this is too difficult for you, place your feet on the floor. If your feet are raised, control the feet movement, drawing the stomach in towards the spine through every movement. From here, we're going to move into the one leg swap. Control your move, shoulders are still lifted and your core is absolutely engaged. If you need to make this movement easier, drop your shoulders to the floor. We're going to lift both the legs up to the ceiling, hands follow, drop your shoulders to the floor, opposite hand and opposite leg is going to drop down and we exhale up so they're back to their first position. Now we want to focus on the range of motion through the shoulders, so really lengthen towards the ears so that you're opening up the whole shoulder movement. Let's finish off the move, letting it all meet upward and we lengthen returning back to that one leg swap. We want to make sure the ankle is in line with the knee or higher. Everything is controlled as we exhale every time a leg swaps. We finish off the move, raise both the legs upward, followed by the hands, and lower the shoulders. Let's reach off to the opposite foot, doing a twist through the obliques and activating the side muscles. Allowing the shoulders to roll off from the floor, and we exhale on the lift. High reach, always working parallel to the legs and controlling. Once again, drop your feet to the floor if you need to make this position easier. Let's finish off the move, and we're going to take ourselves through one last time to the one leg swap. Controlled shoulders lifting from the floor. Your core is drawn towards your spine. Your ankles are in line with your knees. Remember, shoulders can go onto the floor. Tuck your knees into your chest and just gently rock your knees through to your shoulders. And that completes our core buster. Let's stretch it out. From here, hold your one knee to your chest, lengthen the other leg upward, and then slowly take it down to the ground. We're trying to keep the bottom leg straight and the top knee as close to the chest as possible. We move into the number 4 stretch, placing your bottom leg flat on the floor, crossing the top leg over, and then raising the leg upward towards the ceiling. We pull our leg softly towards us and we hold our position. The knee to the side, if you push it more through to the back, you'll feel the stretch enhance through the buttocks, feeling that stretch deep into the hip. Let's place the position down onto the floor again and we swap it around. Other knee goes to the chest, we raise the leg up to the ceiling and then slowly lengthen it down to the ground, holding that leg straight as much as possible. Remember, our tip here is to keep the knee as close to the chest as possible. Going into that number 4 stretch, we bend the bottom foot, cross over the top foot, lift the bottom foot up, and then we pull the leg closer to us, feeling the stretch in that side buttocks. We really want to feel the stretch deep down into the hip, and it helps when you push the knee to the side a little bit more backwards to feel that enhanced stretch. Let's hold this position, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. We take ourselves out of our position, tuck our knees into our chest and gently rock ourselves along the floor until we're up to a seated position. Here we're going to roll our shoulders backwards as big as possible, getting the full range of motion. Lengthening out the neck, we tuck the chin in towards the chest. Let's move into an upward position, emphasis on keeping the jawline closed. Feel the stretch through the front of the neck. We return back to the neutral position. We're now going to stretch out the sides. We lengthen through to the one side. Draw your shoulders down to the ground so that you're opening up your trapeze, and take it through to the other side, always keeping your spine centered. Return it to center. Take a deep breath through the nose upward, and then slowly exhale through the mouth as our hands drop down to the floor. Slowly with an exhale, we drop down, and let's repeat this one last time. Inhale up, hands meet, and exhale to a prayer position. Namaste. Thank you for joining me to another class and session. I hope you really felt this one in the core. Thank you once again for joining me. If you have not subscribed as yet, please do so now, and you can follow all of my videos as we sculpt our bodies together. Namaste.